Yes, it's the perfect day to go to Starbucks and get a nice latte macchiato. You've placed your order and moved to your table. You open that awesome computer of yours and checked if there are any available networks around. Bam! Starbucks free Wi-Fi. The speed is good and it's ready to connect. You pass that famous captive portal screen and now you're connected. Time for a little surfing on social media. Everything seems fine, but there's a tiny, cute guest watching the computer screen with you. Yet you are aware of nothing. So how is this possible? And how can you block this uninvited guest? Thanks to this video, public networks will now be much safer for you. First, let's take a brief look at how the internet works. This is your computer, and this is the internet, a giant cloud. Normally, when you visit a website, your data travels from your device to the server directly and inside an encrypted tunnel. But on an insecure network, this tunnel disappears. Yes, that thing that just flew by was your awesome Instagram password. If you've understood the normal internet scheme, now I'm going to show you something. Bam! A guest has stepped in between. What happens if this cute hacker gets between you and the internet and routes the traffic between you through themselves? This is exactly where things start to get ugly. In this case, your previous Instagram password goes to our guest first, and then to the internet. Scary enough? No, because there's something even scarier. You need to send money to your little brother for household needs, and you're going to log into your bank account and send the funds. Let's call the bank address you'll enter dudebank.com. But what if the cute hacker in the middle sends you to dudebankx.com, which they created themselves instead of this address? Rest assured they can do this, and we call this process DNS Spoofing. Now your bank information is also in the hands of our uninvited guest. Sorry bro, you can swap your coffee for a glass of cold water. This unfunny, nasty joke could of course happen to you on normal home internet as well. However, unless you've set a very simple password for your home internet, you don't need to fear this scenario. The real danger lies in public Wi-Fi networks that everyone can access without a password. The hacker and an ordinary person are on the same network. Now let's move on to how you can notice this and how you can prevent it. Step 1. If you see someone using a Wi-Fi card in a cafe, it's worth being suspicious. These small devices were actually produced for users whose Wi-Fi cards don't work or aren't sufficient, especially for desktop computers. Laptops already have a built-in Wi-Fi card. If someone is plugging an external Wi-Fi card into their laptop, there are two possibilities. Either our friend's laptop Wi-Fi receiver is broken, or someone is up to some little mischief. It's always better to suspect the second option. Step 2. It would be a major amateur move, but if you notice an action on your screen or keyboard that you didn't perform, don't just think I must have pressed it, especially if you're in a cafe. But as I said, only an amateur would make this mistake. These two steps are actually the two biggest indicators for you to understand if there is a dangerous situation. Let's say it slipped your mind, or you were in a hurry and skipped these steps. Don't worry. There's a small control method you can do from the computer as well. Now let's move on to how to check it. Windows, Mac, or any operating system. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll show it through Windows since it's the most common. ARP table check. Open the command prompt and try running this command, ipconfig. By typing this command, first find out your default gateway address. It's usually an address like 192.168.1.11 or 10.0.0.1. After learning the address, run this command, arp-o. This command lists all the IP addresses your laptop is currently communicating with and their corresponding MAC addresses. You can think of a MAC address like a device's ID card. If you see two or more different IP addresses having the same MAC address after running this command, think of the cute guest scenario. And this method will not give a false result because we are doing a direct mapping. That's why I'm serious. If you see identical MAC addresses, cut the connection immediately and go back to sipping your coffee.
Ugh, not again!
Yes, the situation is truly a buzzkill. These fools won't even let a person enjoy a coffee in peace. It's really boring and bothersome. If you're saying, let's just ensure our own security and surf the internet that way, here are the golden rules. Even if you don't follow the previous steps, it's important to take these into account, bro. I seriously don't want your bank account to be emptied. Rule 1. Definitely use a VPN. Since uninvited guests are going to roam that network no matter what we do and sit right in the middle of our traffic whenever they want, let's encrypt the data and send it to the guest in the middle that way. Additionally, using a VPN will be very effective if the attacker is inexperienced, a fresh lamer who's just curious about these things. Trust me. Rule 2. Domain check. You've definitely heard of these two concepts called HTTP and HTTPS. It's crucial to maintain this check on public networks. Bro, rest assured that Instagram, YouTube, or bank sites will never provide access over HTTP. If the site you're trying to connect to is stubbornly pushing you to an HTTP domain, something might be wrong. Try to establish a secure connection with HTTPS. An SSL certificate is a great factor for security. Rule 3. It's up to you to apply it, but use your own network if what you're doing is truly private. Yes, using public Wi-Fi might be risk-free or seem insignificant if you're just going to watch a series or scroll through reels. But if you're going to do something specifically related to money and personal accounts, it will be best to use your own network, even if only for a short time. This is the most guaranteed method, a secure internet that only you can connect to. It's worth never letting these 3 rules slip your mind. Yes, you now have a handle on many things, and believe me, you are safer than most people. However, there is one more scenario that you are less likely to encounter. The scenario we just mentioned is actually a man-in-the-middle attack. There's an even more sinister attack than this. The evil twin attack. If you see 2 networks with the same name when you're about to connect to a public network, we can say our attacker is a bit more experienced, and because they have cloned the network we're going to connect to. And it means they've probably even created like a very similar login screen. If you encounter something like this, I recommend you don't connect to that network, because this time our cute guest might be a bit more experienced, and you might need to master some more technical terms to outsmart them. Look, dude, all this will protect you like a suit of armor, but remember that even the strongest armor can sometimes have a small gap. This is where two-factor authentication comes in. Let's say you were absent-minded for a moment, forgot to turn on the VPN, and lost your password to that lovely guest. If two-factor authentication is active on your account, that password alone is useless. That little confirmation code or authentication app on your phone is like an impenetrable fortress wall against the hacker. And don't forget to keep your browser and operating system up to date, because every update closes another door for such little mischief makers. Make sure you're covered in every way so that the smell of that coffee is truly soothing. Finally, it is also important to configure your device's connection and sharing settings correctly. Smartphones or computers memorize the Wi-Fi networks you have previously connected to and automatically connect when you are in range of those networks. This is where the evil twin attack can be dangerous because automatically connecting can cause big problems. To eliminate this risk, remember to forget network when you are done with a public network. You should also check that the device is not open to the outside world when on a public network. Selecting the network profile as public on Windows devices automatically turns off features like a network discovery and file sharing, making the computer invisible to other users. Similarly, on mobile devices, you should set AirDrop or receiving files via Bluetooth to contacts only or off. Even if you don't make a mistake, sometimes the device you're using can. Finally, keep in mind that public USB charging points in places like cafes can be at risk of transferring data. For safety, using your own charger is the best option. If you understand and follow the whole list, you're really safe. Congrats, dude. Yes, now you know how to safely connect to the internet and cafes and what you might encounter. If you've watched the video this far, congratulations. Now you can go to your favorite cafe and sip any coffee you like. If you liked the video, this is how we explain the methods of cute attackers on this channel and tell you what precautions you can take. You can think of it like a cyber awareness channel, and we do this with effort and in a fun way. You can join us by subscribing and keep yourself safe. I love you, dude, and I want you to be safe. Trust me. See you in the next video. Goodbye. And don't forget to have a coffee for me too. Peace out.